Welcome to some more Star Citizen news, this time for the week ending the 13th of November. Each week we're going to start by looking at the state of Star Citizen Alpha 2.6. That's the next patch that CryEngine will be releasing. And there was some info this week from the RSI newsletter, BugSmashers, and via Chris Roberts in ATV. Alpha 2.6, including StarEngine, has made progress this week. They've continued to work on the combat loop, ensuring that weapon feel grenades, like in BugSmashers, they fixed a bug with grenades falling out of your hand rather than being thrown with physics. The hit and death reactions have been made more satisfying, and they're getting the user interfaces and everything else up to their standards. Code for the leaderboards has been completed, and the plan QA to be sending stats to the platform early next week. They finished the latest round of adjustments for Station Damien, which is the smaller StarEngine map. Animations have also been doing further testing on combat signaling and the emote system to see if an override animation solution or an additive solution will produce better results. The Pirate Swarm Arena Commander mode is in testing, along with some new AI profiles that they are currently being balanced. They've fixed the new pickups for the Arena Commander, the arcade mode again, because you're going to be picking up items and like, oh, look, missiles after you kill people in PvP now. Tech Design had a strange bug where a mysterious force pushed players away when they tried to enter their ship's interior grids, and if you tried it again, it would kill you. They had a bug with the Herald cockpit that would turn opaque so you couldn't see out of it or fly it properly. The Herald and the Vanguard hoplite are in their current last round of polish for the upcoming 2.6 release. There are still plenty of bugs for them to smash though, including ones where remote clients would see players positioning I guess with a second delay, and that is obviously a major bug, and that's probably the major blocker there. And they are confident though that they can get these bugs resolved in a timely fashion to deliver a great experience. So that's what we're waiting on for 2.6 at the moment. It does seem similar to what we expected with issues, what it sounds like with the network code and animations like being janky. 1 second delay is obviously not playable if you want to play a competitive FPS, but I suspect that they'll get that solved in due course. Next Friday is the anniversary live stream where CryEngine will be showing lots and lots of cool stuff, including a large section of that being part of the ship pipeline. That is next Friday, the 18th of November at 1 PM PST or 9 PM GMT. The Aspira Prowler will also go on concept sale at that time for $425. It will have LTI. They are also doing a kind of art competition. What do you think the Aspira Prowler looks like? They have closed that competition now, but they will be revealing the results of that competition on that live stream. I shall also be doing a Star Citizen live stream starting about an hour before the anniversary live stream, so 8 PM GMT, and continuing after it as well. The idea is to watch the live stream together and digest all that we've just seen, talk about it with the chat at the time, all that sort of stuff. So if you like the idea of having me talking during the live stream, but not too much, then come join me at twitch.tv/BoredGamer UK. We're also going to be giving a Banu merchant away to one of my Game Whisper Patreon supporters as a massive thank you, because you guys have literally been amazing supporting my channel and stuck with me, and I really appreciate that. There should also be a limited ship sale for loads of limited ships, and it may be the last time that you're going to be able to grab some of these ships, at least at their current prices. So check that out if you are dying for a Banu Merchantman or some other ship like a Reclaimer or something. They might go on sale. And sometimes we do get to see Idris and javelins and that sort of stuff. We might appear, but who knows? We shall have to wait and see. There's some new subscriber flair as well. I cannot say this. It's the Opera Mushroom. Let me go for the word, the Pretorus Cornea Symphonia. Let's go for that. Current subs will have that attributed to their accounts already, with new subscribers subscribing today or tomorrow or the weekend, as it were, will have theirs by Monday the 14th. This week's ATV and RTV were LA focused, and they talked a lot about the room and atmosphere container system and item system 2.0. So they're finishing porting the current ships to item system 2.0 at the moment. They're also working on the room system and interaction or action system. So rooms can have atmosphere and pressure. They can be depressurized. Doors can be destroyed or opened, causing effects if there's different levels of pressure behind different doors, or if there's like you open it up into space. So they can be controlled via a controller linked to another object, these doors, or any item really. So basically, this allows you to put a button on a wall, and the inner thought system that gives you contextual options will then be like applied to that. So you could either push that button to turn on and off a power generator or a door, but also you could hack that maybe, or it could give you multiple functions like close certain doors, open others, all that sort of stuff. That's going to be replacing the FTU system that we currently have, allowing us to interact with lots more objects in a lot more contextual, better way. They also show a demo of the room system with interaction and the atmosphere containers. So airlocks and like that kind of atmosphere is kind of faked at the moment, but this is changing. So you just kind of die if you don't have a spacesuit on at the moment. Rooms can be specifically exposed to atmosphere, depressurized or opened to pressurize or depressurize other rooms. These rooms are connected via room connectors, which kind of tell it where depressurization is happening and all that sort of stuff, and where pressure is happening. If a door opens to outer space, oxygen levels will start to drop in areas based on the door and where the rooms are. So if you opened it during a corridor, at the very end of the corridor, you'd lose pressure more slowly. I think the idea there. But if you had an airlock in between or a sealed door, that would mean you wouldn't lose atmosphere or pressure or oxygen. It's going to be cool when we have explosive decompressions. Obviously, all of this, like pressure and atmosphere system, is all important for not just the object container system, not just spaceships, but also on planets and buildings on planets and that sort of stuff. But allowing us to have more interaction with our surroundings as well, with the new inner thought system, allowing us to hack stuff, lock stuff, remote access stuff. All of this works together to provide quite a cool game experience. They showed some progress that they'd made with the Drake Buccaneer, which is quite surprising because I didn't realise it was in the white box or further phase already. The Buccaneer is the kind of similar class to a Hornet, Blackleosaur Saber. It's going to be fast and manoeuvrable, but not a tank. It's going to be quite weak when it takes damage, is the idea. They are able to fly the Buccaneer around using kind of temporary and placeholder items, so they can get a rough feel and look and balance of the ship. It's got 28 thrusters that aid its manoeuvrability. The wings are going to be made smaller and sleeker. They're going to have that main underbelly kind of gimbal gun usable at all times, even when it's landed. The landing gear is going to allow for that fire arc for that belly gun, give it like a full firing arc, and it's going to be able to retract those landing gear directly into its main body. The shape of the nose is going to change as well to allow a Drake-style fold-out ladder, and it will retain that Drake feel. These are the sort of changes that they can do when in white boxing, and that's how they kind of advance the ships at this stage. The character pipeline. There was quite an in-depth look at the character pipeline. We should be covering this in a lot more detail, as well as wildlife, animals, and pets in a later, pretty soon video, actually. The character pipeline has become so much more efficient. For example, the Sand Nomad that we saw in the CitizenCon demo could have previously taken them up to 5 months to do, but with the improvements, it's only taken them 3 weeks, including all the research and development required. They use a physical-based rendering, or PBR system, which uses real measurements to accurately shade models and how reflections and items and stuff look, how they kind of react to light and shadow and such. Clothing and materials. So armour and models can be made out of many materials: cloth, plastics, metals, carbon fibre, to name but a few, as well as have different surface types: matte, gloss, reflective. They want players to be able to customise their armour and outfits as much as possible with the way it looks, the materials, and their modularity of their armour and suits and outfits. And with their current system, they can make armour and cloth and models look incredibly different very easily. Animals and wildlife are part of that character pipeline as well, like the worm that we saw in, again, the CitizenCon demo. There will be many worlds, and there will be lots and lots of unique creatures on each of those worlds, or the ones that support life anyway, and they're going to be handcrafted. The pipeline enables them to do pretty much anything they want with animals and creatures and models and players and humans and aliens. It's pretty cool, and it's all part of their long-term tool set that they've been making, which is one of the reasons we haven't seen huge amounts of stuff until now, and then we start to see huge gluts of, oh, look, they're making all these models, they're making all these cool things on planets, they're making these animals, that sort of stuff. And that's kind of it for the news this week. Be sure to tune in to our anniversary live stream next week for all awesome stuff. If you'd like to become a Patreon or a GameWest supporter, because you guys are absolutely amazing, there are links in the description below. Remember that every month we give away a ship, and November's ship is a Avenger Titan. So commenting on any of our Star Citizen stuff during the month will give you a chance to win that. You don't have to be subscribed but that would be appreciated. That's kind of what I want to do with the channel. Get people to subscribe. Woo! There's going to be lots of special overviews and news next week, rather than this kind of news episode, because it's the anniversary live stream next week. So please join me for that. You guys take care. Tell me what you think of all this cool stuff. We will be looking at the animals, pets, wildlife, and kind of character pipeline in a bit more detail, more focused on animals and pets, and cool creatures that we might see around the verse. But anyway, guys, you take care. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the verse.